During the course of a 14-week period, I had the privilege to be able to intern at Inside Sport magazine, Next Media, based in St Leonards. Inside Sport has been in publication for 25 years as Australia's premier sporting magazine. Its current readership is over 156,000 and over the course of 25 years has won numerous awards within the industry. More recently, the publication has shifted its focus to its online website, completely revamping the site at the time when I started my internship. The company is now aiming to not only provide Australian sporting fans with its hard-hitting journalism and insights into the burning issues of sport, but is now looking to provide the most up-to-date network of sporting matters in Australia. On screen throughout the course of the video, there will be articles I was fortunate enough to write during my time at Inside Sport. All links to the full articles are in the description box below. Upon starting my internship at Inside Sport, I did not expect to be thrown into the deep end straight away. However, such is the industry, and I was immediately asked to complete a number of set tasks that ultimately took me out of my comfort zone and worked on skills I knew I already had trouble with. For example, my first task was to organise interviews for the journalists that worked for the magazine. This got me out of my comfort zone and continued my development with my communication and interpersonal skills by networking with different people. Throughout the first few visits to the office, the small team that produced the magazine, which is essentially 2 journalists and an editor, were often extremely busy due to the upcoming deadlines they needed to meet. This gave me the opportunity to implement proactive learning skills. Through critical learning and thinking, it is often noted for a real need for beginners and learners in a workplace to actively pursue engagement with fellow co-workers. As mentioned, during my first few visits to Inside Sport, my supervisor was unable to set tasks for me to complete. In these situations where I found myself with nothing to do, I would just ask one of the other journalists, and most of the time they would lead me to another task that needed to be done. This approach allowed me to maximize every minute I was at the office. The internship also gave me the opportunity to compose articles to different demographics. Some may think sport is just sport, and all sporting fans, irrespective of the code, are the same. However, this is certainly not the case. Essentially, throughout theoretical studies, it is often noted that good journalism is catering to the needs and wants of the audience. As I experienced throughout my placement, every audience and every sport is different from the one before, and the need for adjustments in writing style was essential for producing quality work. Theoretically, very few writers have a single audience. From my time at Inside Sport, I learned that as a writer, you can become at risk if you don't understand the differences in audiences, or if you think that all sports, in my case, have the same audience, especially with the technology available and how current news can be, satisfying the needs of the audience is a priority. Overall, my experiences at Inside Sport has made me develop immensely as a journalist. I was able to write a variety of different articles, including sporting previews, analysis pieces, interviews, and opinion pieces. I also got to experience a media-only event that was being run by Fox Sports at Central Station in regards to the NRL Final Series. Here I had the chance to meet and chat to journalist and commentator Andrew Voss, radio host Matty Johns, and also had the chance to interview Cronulla Sharks player Michael Ennis for an article I wrote for the Inside Sport website. However, my greatest accomplishment coming up on screen was having a full-page spread in the October edition of the Inside Sport magazine. As they were on tight deadlines, I was asked if I was able to write a preview piece on the A-League football season, and much to my surprise, they ran with my article in full. It is truly a humbling experience to walk into any news agency, pick up a copy of the magazine, and see my name as a publishing journalist. Also, in the upcoming November edition, I was able to be a ghostwriter for a story on V8 supercar driver Chaz Mostert, which again allowed me to broaden my skills as a writer. Overall, this placement at Inside Sport has allowed me to gain an abundance of skills in a variety of different areas, from writing to Photoshop, CMS, WordPress, video production, communication and interpersonal skills, and has also allowed me to network with people who will be valuable contacts within the industry.